Big story is that 2 arrests have been made by the Mumbai police in a case that has shocked the conscience of the country. First, in 2021, it was an app known as Sulli Deals, which apparently tried to auction off Muslim women, stealing their identities, stealing their pictures from their social media profiles and saying despicable things about them. Then, once action was taken after a series of complaints were made with the Delhi police, that particular app was shut down and another one emerged early this year, which was known by another name, but the modus operandi was the same. Now the Mumbai police has caught a 21-year-old engineer. He was caught from Bengaluru. First he was questioned and now he's been arrested. What is even more shocking is that the other person arrested is an 18-year-old woman belonging to Uttarakhand, and according to the police, both of them are known to each other. However, what is the real worry at this point is who are the other people involved and whether there could be more such predators out there who don't give it a thought before maligning women and preying on them in this fashion.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, joining us now on the News Hour agenda is a Rajya Sabha MP of the Shiv Sena, Priyanka Chaturvedi. Thank you very much, and thank you for actually having lodged the complaint with the Mumbai police. Can you, what have you been told? How exactly were these two people identified and subsequently arrested?
As soon as I filed a complaint about this and I raised it to the Mumbai Police Commissioner, and I also told him that there were some women who were being bullied through these platforms were based out of Mumbai. We registered a case and we ensured that investigation would begin in all earnest. And we have done that through their Twitter handles, through the platforms that they were using. They have managed to identify a few people, but the investigation is still ongoing. It's very preliminary in stage. I'm sure there are many more actors in this entire network, which was being built over the months, and the kind of brazenness that you see, the sense of confidence that came across. Investigation is not yet complete. A lot of people are being interrogated. I'm hoping that we will reach to the bottom of it sooner rather than later. But I'm happy that finally there is some wheels of justice which are turning towards, ensuring women get justice.
Is there any connection between the people who were running the earlier Sulli Deals and now this particular app?
Actually, I wouldn't be able to comment on this because it's too early for us to even connect the dots. But however, as people who are, as someone who's active on social media platforms, and if you were to connect the dots, there are similar behavior pattern and similar actions that have happened over the past 6 months, whether it started with a YouTube channel, followed by Sulli Deals, followed by a Clubhouse chat, and now this. Considering no action was taken earlier and sooner, we see them becoming more brazen in their attempt to try and dehumanize women, especially women from a particular community and particular religion who are more vocal on these platforms. And they have profiled these people who they want to target. So I think there has to be a link, or there has to be some kind of belief that they can get away with this, because earlier inaction has proven to them that they can continue to brazen it out.
It seems really strange, that a woman would be running this app, which basically just denigrates, objectifies, and essentially just attacks women in this fashion. Is there any information about what was the motivation of this lady? Why was she doing this?
I wouldn't be able to tell you that, because she's just been apprehended and she is one of those who's going to be questioned and asked. And perhaps that will lead to more details as to what was the motivation behind it. What were the reasons behind this kind of sadistic trolling, sexist trolling, misogynistic trolling, considering women are more sensitive to things like these, and women wanting to pull down other women is extremely unfortunate. And what is the most unfortunate part is every time we, especially you or me, when we are trying to accomplish something in our spaces, we are told women are women's biggest enemies. They end up proving that particular point. And that is extremely unfortunate. I don't know what the motivation was, what drove them to do this. I would be jumping the gun by trying to accuse somebody or accuse a set of political idea of thought process behind it. So I'm just waiting for Mumbai police to investigate and figure out what drove them to a point of wanting to continue doing what they were doing, harass women online and try to commodify them, try to auction them, and basically just bully them into silence.
Do we know the background of both of these people? Because the police has said that they knew each other from earlier. How did they know each other? How are the two connected?
Again, I would be jumping the gun and trying to connect the dots, but I do believe, and what I've been watching and observing on social media, especially Twitter, that the person who was first arrested from Bengaluru was someone who is a repeat offender. He has been targeting women, maybe not religion specific, but targeting women to troll them and try to silence them, bully them, use sexual slurs at them to silence them. So if he's a repeat offender and he's brazen it out because he believes he can get away with it. That women will either be silenced, women will not take this seriously, women will not take it to its logical conclusion, or the government of India will perhaps support whatever they're doing or stay silent or turn a blind eye to it. So those are all the factors that come to my mind as an individual, above my politics, above my wherever I come from the space I come from. But this is my belief, that they believe that they could brazen this out and continue to do what they're doing. So, and that emboldened more people to connect with such mindset.
Are there more people involved? Are more people being investigated?
Certainly, there are more people being investigated. The investigation is something which has just begun, and I'm very certain it will lead to many more people who have been in various parts of the country. Whether it's country, again, we don't know if it's limited to our geographical boundaries. It is something that will only come after true investigation, and I'm hoping that the central government will support the Mumbai police to ensure that now that they've had some kind of headway. I will not get into what Delhi police was doing, the Haryana police was doing, Uttar Pradesh police was doing. But I know if someone has taken certain steps and figured some, people out who are guilty of this, they will take it to its logical conclusion with the support of the central government.
Now, today we spoke to Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, the Union Minister for Minority Affairs, and he actually said that to target women like this is an attempt to try and create divides in the country and to sow the seeds of discord. Is there any such thing that you found or the police has found?
Actually, I think Mr. Naqvi really needs to hear the kind of election campaign that is going on in Uttar Pradesh before he starts accusing others of sowing hatred and divisiveness. He probably, if he does an introspection, he will realize where a lot of this is coming from. And in case there is something which is bigger, more sinister, I thought in June itself it would raise alarm bells in the central government and central government agencies to investigate this. Considering they try to brush it under the carpet, they continue to ignore it. Only goes to show that government of India wasn't really serious about whatever Mr. Naqvi is claiming today.
You know, these individuals and their depravity aside, the larger accountability, and this is an ongoing debate ever since Facebook and Twitter were served notices by the Indian government, is that of the platforms. GitHub, for example, has again today put out statements saying, we support X and we support Y and all of that. But the fact is, most of them do not come back with information. Is this a case now of basically these companies being told to shape up or ship out?
Absolutely. I think it is for the government of India. And I must tell you, Padmaja, before Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw was the IT minister, I had raised this with Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, that we are letting such intermediaries get away without any accountability, without getting them to face the law and order of the land that they're operating in. They continue to use India as one huge market, but they escape accountability under the intermediary safe harbor, under the garb of freedom of speech, or servers being outside the country under the law that prevails in the United States of America. even if they've incorporated in the US of A, if they continue to work in India, if they want to work in the geographical boundaries of India as a nation, they will have to abide by the laws of the nation. And that is what I have been talking about. And this is where the roadblock definitely will come. And I remember GitHub was banned in 2012 for similar reasoning that they gave, that it's an open source platform. Anyone can use these platforms and we are not accountable for it. Then we need to set that accountability. Other nations have done it. Singapore has done it. UK has done it. US has done it. Australia has done it. What is stopping India? And that, I think, prioritizing it should be the job of the IT ministry of the country.
Enough notice has been given to the social media platforms. This behavior is certainly not acceptable. Thank you very much, Priyanka Chaturvedi, for having joined us on the News Hour agenda. More importantly, if there's a bigger network of people involved, here's hoping that all of them are identified and are in jail where they belong. Thanks for speaking to us.
Thank you so much.